Hello, Tiffany Johnson. How are you?
Ya viste.
Hello, everyone. This is Indiana Holmes. I hope you're all having a beautiful day today. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. 70 years ago today was the day before the grand opening of Disneyland. That's right. Today is Wednesday, but 70 years ago, it was Sunday, July 17th. Yup. And preparations were being made for the next day, for opening day. It was a crazy time from everything I've read. It was a lot of stress, a lot of worry, and a lot of construction workers working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for weeks, maybe months on end to try to get the park ready for Sunday, July 17th, 1955. Yep, that was the day the park opened. That'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the 70th anniversary of Disneyland opening. So, my question to you is, what was Walt Disney doing, thinking, saying, even eating on the day before the park opened? Well, I can tell you from everything I've read and learned, Walt was walking the park as he often did, and he was checking in with all of his construction managers, finding out when things were going to be ready, when things would be done, how soon, how long would it take. Asphalt was still being laid on some of the pathways in Disneyland. That's right. The day before, they were still laying asphalt in front or on some of the pathways for Disneyland. That's how down to the hour it was. In fact, all of Disneyland that opened on July 17th, 1955 took place in 1 year. My friends. That's right. Walt Disney set a deadline of building the park from the ground up, from the time it was an orange grove until the time it opened 70 years ago on July 17th on a Sunday. He said, we need to open the park in 1 year. That was not just some type of, made up date. That was just not a date that he pulled out of the air. It was because of the financial strain to get Disney done and get some money back into his pockets and the pockets of his investors. So many people, even the investors, even the Bank of America that loaned him money, even ABC that funded about 30% of the park, construction funds, didn't really believe it was going to be successful or open on time. Walt himself was so short of money. He poured so much money into this park from investors, from bank loans, that he himself put all his money, all his cash reserves, his personal money that he and Lillian had squirreled away, had saved up, and even mortgaged a house, even mortgaged their house. That's right. So everything was on the line for Walt. July 17th, 1955 was set as the opening day, not for any kind of abstract reason, but because he needed it to be done within 1 year, or he might experience complete financial collapse, financial ruin. That's right. And the Walt Disney Studio, which bared his name, was also on the line. Of course, by this time in 1955, the Walt Disney Corporation was a real corporation with a board. And although his name bared the marquee of the studio, he did not own the whole studio 100%, right? Because it was a corporation with a board of directors, and although he and his family had votes, he didn't have all of the money flow that he could get from the studio, because that was an independent business. And Disneyland was going to be an independent business, separate from the studio, separate from feature animation, separate from the live action movies. It was all on the line for Walt. All of these things. Small World wasn't here then. It hadn't even been conceived or built. That was another 10 years off in the future when Small World opened at the New York World's Fair. So all this area up here was sort of natural. They hadn't done anything with this. This was like dirt and shrubbery, and back in this area they had donkeys and horses. They actually had horse rides, things like that. So when the park opened on July 17th, he had his entire life's work and financial stability on the line. How would it turn out? Can you imagine the stress for a man of his age, a middle-aged man who had worked his way up from nothing to the amazing creator, the amazing artist, animator, executive, studio head, all the things that he built, all of the fame, all of the fortune was now on the line, because Disneyland was the most expensive thing he had ever done, had ever conceived of, and it could either be a great success or it could be financial ruin. The question is, what would it be? What would it be? Only the public would be the ones that would make that decision. It was all dependent on the public showing up and making Disneyland a success, on getting Walt Disney his money back, his investment, his safety, security, his financial security, his family. It was all on the line. This is the day before. This is July 16th, 1955. And Walt is walking the park, and he's surveying the things that visitors would see and engage with. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Think of the most stressful day of your life. The most stressful thing. For some of you, maybe that was the birth of a child. For some of you, maybe that was graduating high school or college. The night before a big exam. The night before your child was born. Maybe you had somebody in the hospital, and this is the night before their surgery. That's the kind of stress we're talking about, right? We're talking about life-changing stress, life-changing gamble. That's what Walt did here. He was gambling his entire personal fortune, his reputation. So many people, I'm not talking 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, thousands of people in business, on Wall Street, in the banking community, in the amusement business. So many people thought he was crazy for opening a theme park. Prior to Disneyland, most amusement parks, not theme parks, but most amusement parks were kind of unregulated, sometimes dirty, sometimes unsafe parks with carnival type rides and carnival type atmospheres. You've heard of the term carnies. Those are the people that worked at carnivals. And sometimes, maybe a lot of the time, those people were not the most upstanding, reliable, healthy people to be around, especially for children. They were more like carnival / circus thrill ride type of amusement parks. But what Walt was building was a theme park built upon the dreams of creators, people that created things like the Pinocchio story, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, things that came out of Grimm's fairy tales, things that came out of the imagination of writers and artists. His world was of literature and art. That's what gave him the inspiration for his movies, for his animated films, like Snow White, like Sleeping Beauty, right? And this land I'm standing in right here, Fantasyland, it represents so much about what Walt was thinking, what Walt was inspired from, these fairy tales, right? And this land here is a beautiful example of what Walt wanted. He wanted something that was beautiful, something that was entertaining, something that connected back to the written and oral histories of fairy tales, that connected to his movies like Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. He wanted a place that was safe, where families could come and families could enjoy stories told through rides, stories like the Peter Pan story, stories like the Pinocchio story, stories like The Wind in the Willows and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, based on The Wind in the Willows. He wanted some traditional attractions too, like the merry-go-round. Here we have King Arthur's carousel, right? He enjoyed taking his 2 young daughters to the carousel at Griffith Park in Los Angeles. He would sit on a bench and he would take them on his day off, usually on a Sunday, and he would sit on a park bench and he would eat peanuts while his children, his daughters, would enjoy the merry-go-round at Griffith Park. It was sitting on that park bench, eating peanuts, while his daughters enjoyed riding the wooden horses on the carousel in Griffith Park, that he first got the idea of creating a place for children and families that would entertain them in a safe way, in an enjoyable way, in a way that connected all those fairy tales, all those Disney animated films, and would bring them a sense of joy, the kind of joy that he felt when he was thinking up movies, making movies. How could he connect with the public, with children, give them an experience that only he could do with his imagination and his team of Imagineers? How could he do it? Here's Dumbo. That's how he could do it, right? There's Pinocchio. There's Snow White. There is Mr. Toad. That's how he did it. He did it with these rides. And he gave us an environment that was unique. When you look out from the park, you can't see anything outside of the park. You don't see skyscrapers, you don't see buildings, you don't see anything. Once you enter Disneyland, you are in Walt Disney's realm, Walt Disney's world. You're in the imagination of Walt Disney. That's right. Oh, look who we have over here. I know somebody that likes this guy. The characters walking around the characters walking around the park, interacting with guests. These are the experiences that make Disneyland unique. We find characters from his animated movies, from all the way back at Snow White, the villains, the princesses, the heroes, from all of the movies going all the way back until present day. We find them, even Star Wars characters, we find them wandering the parks and interacting and engaging and speaking with guests here at the park. That's the difference. And Walt didn't have employees. No, he had cast members. When you come to the park, you don't see employees. You don't interact with employees. You're interacting with cast members, because all of Disneyland is a stage. All of Disneyland is a type of play. And every cast member, every person that is at Disneyland in the employment of Disneyland is working together like a theater troupe to bring you something special, something that makes you suspend your disbelief, maybe for a moment, maybe for an hour, maybe all day. The ideals, the goals of Walt Disney. This is something that is unique for the park opened Sunday, July 17th, 1955. If you were Walt Disney, you would be filled with excitement. You would be filled with stress. You would be filled with wonder at what you had created in 1 year. And you would be frightened. You would be frightened that your investment, your whole life's investment, creatively, business-wise, and financially, was on the line. And tomorrow you would find out if you did all this for nothing and it was a failure and people didn't show up, or if it was a success and people showed up and loved it. That was the thing. Would they love it? Would they just think meh? Would they hate it? Only the public had the answer to that. Walt didn't have the answer. His brother Roy Disney, who was the financial genius and real businessman behind Walt, who helped Walt finance his dreams, even Roy didn't know. In fact, Roy had a lot of doubts that this would even work. But being Walt's older brother, he had signed on decades before to partner with Walt and help Walt make his dreams come true by being the businessman, by being the financier, by being the man behind the man. That was Roy Disney. It was all on the line. So think about that as we walk around, and we will go back and think about and reference Walt Disney a little bit here and there as we walk around. Very busy day at August Cantina today. It is pretty warm. It is 76 degrees. Feels even hotter in the sun. I am super excited for tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow, July 17th, Thursday, celebrating the 70th anniversary of Walt Disney. What would Walt have thought about Star Wars? What would he have thought about the Galaxy's Edge? What would he have thought about the Millennium Falcon and Smugglers Run and Rise of the Resistance? I think he would have thought it was wonderful. Hold on, I gotta reorientate my camera here.
That sounds wonderful to me.
Okay, better. All right, let's see who is here today. We're gonna do rides, we're gonna do other things, but I wanted us to reflect on what Walt was thinking the day before the park opened. Let's see who is here. I have to get over here in the shade because it's too bright in the sun to read the chat. Let's see. I think it says Geshame. Yes, you are right. Hello and welcome. Hello, Busy Bee. Welcome. Hello, Tepton. Welcome. Hello, Selena. Welcome. Hello, Minnie Bell. Welcome. Everybody say hi to our wonderful moderator, Minnie Bell. Let's see who else is here today. David K, welcome. And Tiffany Johnson, welcome. I know Minnie Bell's been doing a good job of welcoming everybody in, but I just want to say hi too. The weather is warm today, Jonathan, but not terrible. John Hammond. Let's see, going back through. Hello, Colin Copley. Nice to see you, my friend. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, everybody is going into the single rider. Nine. So we're gonna go to single rider too. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Today's a very exciting day. It's the day before the 70th anniversary of the opening of Disneyland. I will be here tomorrow along with Lizzie. We will be broadcasting from Disneyland and California Adventure for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland, enjoying it as we go. I'll be here earlier in the day, and then Lizzie will join me in the afternoon. Should be fantastic. All right, we go up the stairs to Smugglers Run, where it's nice and air conditioned. You will notice that on warm days here in the summer, instead of wearing my regular adventure khaki gear, I wear white t-shirts to stay cool, and I try to go on the rides that have air-conditioned queues like Smugglers Run, where I am right now. And for those of you that are following along, I would like to update you on the progress of our second channel, which is Storytime with Indiana Holmes. Yes, I know we have a playlist on this channel called Storytime with Indiana Holmes. And on that series of videos, I read classic books Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. most nights. But we want to separate that content from this content. So, we've started a new channel called Storytime with Indiana Holmes. But we need 50 subscribers to be able to live stream from that channel. Currently we have 42. We need 8 more subscribers to broadcast from the new channel. So if you all would do me a favor, go to the new channel, which is just titled Storytime with Indiana Holmes, and please subscribe to that. 8 more subscribers and we'll be able to live stream from that channel. So until then, we have to live stream that content on this channel, which is not the greatest thing to do because it confuses people that are just here for Disneyland. Is there a link? Maybe Minnie Stitchy can type this, or maybe Minnie Bell can type this in. It's www.youtube.com/@Storytime with Indiana Holmes. I know that's a lot.
Can I call you later?
I'll see if I can type it in here.
I'll call you later.
Oh, there you go. I think Minnie Bell just got it. Yep, Minnie Bell got the link in the chat. So if anybody who is not subscribed to the new channel could please click on that link and subscribe to the new channel, that would be amazing because I will be live streaming from the new channel. I mean, I will be live streaming Storytime again tonight. I think tonight is The Wind in the Willows, classic storybook.
I'll take 2.
2
I
and
have
1.
one single. I need another. So 1 single.
Okay.
2 single.
All right, we're going off with this crew.
In the back already, crew. The two pilots together, two engineers. We're gonna be flight crew front. All the way down. Good luck, enjoy. Don't forget your color. Flight crew
All righty,
front.
thank you.
Of course. Don't forget your color, guys. Flight crew front.
All right, we're with this family here. We're going to be engineers for them. It's very busy today, much busier than it has been in the last few weeks. And I suspect it's busy because it's leading up to the 70th anniversary. There might be a lot of people in town today because they plan to come tomorrow for the 70th anniversary of the opening of Disneyland, but they're here early, so they're here today too. You guys can sit there, yeah. 1,452 subscribers on this channel, but we are trying to get to 50 subscribers on the new channel, which is Storytime with Indiana Holmes. So if any of you could subscribe to that, it would help, so we don't have to keep live streaming from this channel with the other content. We want to separate the two channel content. 44 subs. Okay, we got 44 subs. Thank you for the 2 that just subscribed. We need 6 more people to subscribe to Storytime with Indiana Holmes. Please follow the link that Minnie Bell has posted. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop talking here for a little while because we are going on Smugglers Run.
Welcome, right this way, my friends. Come closer, come closer. A brand new flight. Good luck to you all. You might need it. Today's flight takes you to the planet Corellia. You will be intercepting a first-order trade shipment of coax.
Por favor, permanezcan sentados y cuide a los niños.
Alright, flight crew, seatbelts on, backpacks on the floor in front of you. Seatbelts on the left hand side by your hip. That yellow right there. You're grabbing it.
Hurry now, time is money.
Alright, everyone, tug one more.
There you go.
Tug on the yellow tab at the end of your seatbelt, please. Tug on that yellow tab. Can you grab it, Walt? Thank you. Tug on that yellow tab right here, friend. Can you tug on
Not
that yellow tab,
yeah.
please? Thank you.
Not 50,000. 50, 50. Not 50,000. We just need 50.
Flight engineer.
Here we go.
Hit your flashing button. You'd better be faster when we get into real trouble. Right, pilot? Push the flashing button to take off. Pilot on the left. Move your stick to fly right and left. Pilot on the right. Pull back on the stick to fly out and push forward to fly out. Weapons are online. Left pilot, hit the boosters. Now let's go get that coaxial. Right pilot, make the jump to light speed. There is the train. Come, Papa. Those heavy ties are protecting the train. Take them out. They've locked onto us. Take the basic action. Gunners, we need to defend ourselves. Open fire. There it is. After that train. Flight engineers, fire the harpoons. Never hit brakes. Well, my friends, that could have been much worse. Okay, it's much worse. Yes, you got one. Excellent, my friends. Now power up the ship. Well, I grab the coaxial. You see, just as I promised, my friend. Now, let's get another container of coaxial. Pilots, line up behind the train so we can harpoon that last car.
Oh my god.
Get behind the train.
Right here, go there.
Into the
To the right,
center.
to the right.
Flight engineers, fire the harpoons and reel us in. Gunners, shoot the train. Yes, keep mashing those controls. I think I will let you tell the rules.
Yikes. It's getting rough in here. Rougher than usual.
We've got to get out of here. Yes, a distraction. Fire the missiles at the train. Hurry. It's coming down. Let's fire it. Hit the boosters. Boost, boost, boost. But it's not dying. Let's get out of here. Great job, my friends.
Awesome. Thanks for that update, Vinny.
This would greatly help the resistance. You have heard the First Order and made Chewie proud. Now, after my modest profit, your cut minus what you owe me for damaging the Falcon is... Oh, that is rough.
Righty hell.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, flight crew. What the heck? Where you going?
The race button.
Time for you to go.
Good
Don't
job,
worry,
crew.
Payment is on the way. Trust me.
Thank you. Wow, that was a lot wilder than usual. I feel like they reprogrammed that ride. It was much more wild and bouncy. Crazy.
This thing is practically scrap metal.
That's what I like. No long standby line. Just walk in and get on a ride. That is the beauty of single rider.
我们在这里全程聊嘛，这里人不多。
All right, back out into the sun and the heat. It was icy cold in there, which was fantastic. That's why I went in there first, because I was already getting pretty hot walking and talking out here on all of this concrete. Disneyland, if you don't know, has its sort of own weather system. Not really with clouds and rain and thunder and stuff like that. That's all the same for pretty much all of Southern California. The beaches have a slightly different weather profile than the cities or the valleys or the beaches versus Orange County. But Disneyland itself is generally inside the park, generally, not always, but generally a little hotter, a little warmer than outside the park. And although I have no scientific proof of this, I believe it has something to do with the amount of hardscape we have here, whether it's stone or concrete or asphalt or brick. All of that hardscape absorbs the sun and reflects the infrared rays back at the guests and really heats up the park. And then it seems to retain that heat even into the evening. So it's pretty warm here, but it's not super hot yet. It's still July. It says it's 76 right now. It's just that when you're in the sun, where all of that infrared heat is being reflected off the pavement and off the buildings, that you feel a little bit like you're in a microwave, I suppose, or an oven. You're getting a little bit cooked, but it's not bad. It'll be really hot in August, September. Those are the two hottest months for Southern California. It's still pretty nice, especially if there's a little breeze, and we often get a breeze here through the park. Okay, I'm taking a walk along this walkway because here's where we often find the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, I don't see any right now. Oh, let's see. What's down here? Is there anybody? Nah. Who is that? Who are they looking? Ah, I think that's the Mandalorian. Let's go check him out. Is that the Mandalorian? I think so. Boba Fett and the Mandalorian have a similar costume, but only the Mandalorian has Grogu. And there is Grogu right there. Little Grogu. Looks like the Mandalorian's heading up into the, probably going on a break. He's heading up into the marketplace, so we didn't get to spend much time with him there. Let's see, is there anybody down this way? No, a couple groups of people. I have a feeling that they are resting a lot of their characters, their costumed characters, costumed cast members for tomorrow. I have a feeling tomorrow we're gonna have a lot of cast members out in costume, and they're gonna have longer shifts or maybe more shifts than they normally would. So they may be conserving some cast members today so they can use them tomorrow to engage with guests and give us a really special feeling. I am so looking forward to tomorrow. I am so excited about it. I hope you guys are excited too. I'll be here tomorrow. Now, I couldn't get a reservation for Disneyland for first thing in the morning. My reservation is for California Adventure, so I may start there, but then at 11 o'clock, we can cross over into Disneyland, so that is my plan. Tomorrow, I will be live streaming at 11 o'clock here in Disneyland, but I may start live streaming earlier over at California Adventure, depending on what time I get here, if I get here early enough. And I plan to stay later. Lizzie's coming later, so we'll probably stay till after dark, because Lizzie has still not seen the Light the Night nighttime parade. I just love these Star Wars vehicles here. And the sound effects. Yep, it looks like Rise of the Resistance is broken down again. But this could be a lucky thing for us. Yeah, it's broken down, just says standby. So what happens with Rise of the Resistance is it breaks down all the time, just like Indiana Jones. And these are, you know, Rise of Resistance is a trackless, computer-based ride where the location and the movements are all computer programmed. And when something goes wrong, when something breaks down, they have to reset the ride, and they have to run several run-throughs with the ride vehicles with no people in them to make sure everything is okay. Hello, Crystal. Yes, it's going to be awesome tomorrow. I'm so excited. So what happens, and this has happened to me many times, is you'll be in line. You might have been in line 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, and the ride breaks down, and then they just ask everybody to leave the line. And then the queue is empty, which is the situation right now. But once the ride is reset and they start letting people in again, if you're standing where I am in this vicinity here, then once they give the go-ahead to the cast members to let people in, you just basically get to walk right to the front of the ride. So all these cast members are here trying to keep the peace among the travelers and trying to, you know, answer questions. And I know there's probably a lot of frustrated guests that have been waiting for Rise of the Resistance, and then they get here and they can't get in. But this will open again shortly, and maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it'll open if we wait here just a few minutes, and then we'll just walk right in. So I'm gonna stand here for a few minutes.
No, it's past.
Hi, Busy Bee. Yes, I am the same as you, Busy Bee. I could only get a California Adventure reservation, and that took weeks. I was checking for weeks trying to get a reservation for Disneyland. I never could, but I got a DCA reservation. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get into Disneyland until 11 o'clock, just like you. If you see me in line tomorrow and at the Disneyland queue, please stop by and say hi. Love to meet subscribers. Yes, I agree. The ambience is fantastic. Welcome everyone. Check it out. Everybody here in Galaxy's Edge, in this part of Galaxy's Edge, is waiting to get on to Rise of the Resistance, which has broken down, but it could reopen any minute. While we're waiting, let's see, what does it say? Yep, Monarch is completely right. Reboot those computers, reboot the ride, run ride cars through 2 or 3 times to make sure that everything's operational before they let guests back in. While we are waiting, if you all could do me a favor, I know some of you already did, and thank you so very much, but if you could subscribe to the second channel I am starting, that would really help the people that are interested in that content. So the second channel is called Storytime with Indiana Holmes. I currently have a playlist by that name where we live stream the reading of classic books like Frankenstein, Dracula, Alice in Wonderland, The Wind in the Willows, some Grimm's fairy tales, lots of books. I live stream, read those books 1 hour at a time each night, Monday through Friday, except for when I'm here at the park. And we've been doing it on this channel and then putting them on a playlist here. But it is confusing to people who are longtime subscribers of this channel and are only interested in Disneyland and theme park activities. So I've created a new channel titled Storytime with Indiana Holmes so that we can separate the content and stop the confusion. So if you could be so kind as to go to www.youtube.com/at Indiana Holmes, at Storytime with Indiana Holmes. There is a link that Minnie Bell put in the chat. If you go back in the chat, you'll find it. But it's titled, it's a separate channel, and it's Storytime with Indiana Holmes. I need 50 subscribers to be able to live stream from that channel. I think we're at about 46. So we just need 4 more subscribers. So if any of you could be so kind as to help us out with that, it would be amazing while we are waiting to see if we can get into Rise of the Resistance. Hello, Thea. Good to see you, my friend. Happy, joy. Hello, Tipton. Crystal Ray. Gregory Thomas. Awesome. I know there's going to be some type of a big opening ceremony or commemorative ceremony tomorrow at 10 a.m. Here at Disneyland. But I think there will be special things going on throughout the day. This area that we're in back here, Galaxy's Edge, this was backstage back in 1955. This wasn't even a developed part of the park. This is the area back in this area back here where they used to have the horses graze and the donkeys and the animals that they had here in sort of a petting zoo. And along the rivers of America down by where Tiana's Bayou Adventure is now, they had a Native American village where they employed real Native Americans to celebrate the culture of the Native American people here in the Americas. Sadly, we don't have that anymore, but we do have something that speaks to that over at Knott's Berry Farm. We have the Native American hoop dancers. So we'll go over there one day and you can watch that. I do have an annual pass for Knott's Berry Farm. The problem with Knott's Berry Farm is they do not let you live stream or record actually anything, even if you're not live streaming. They do not let you hold a camera in your hand and record anything over at Knott's Berry Farm when you are on a ride. So it's very difficult to do things. I mean, you can be on the trains. On the trains, they'll let you record, but not on the thrill rides. That's a big difference. Here at Disneyland, they let you record on all the rides except for one. And that one is Chippendale's Crazy Coaster. I can't exactly remember the exact name, but the Chippendale roller coaster in Toontown. That one, they will not let you have anything in your hand. so you can't record or live stream from there. However, before they started enforcing that rule, I was able to record on that ride a couple of times. So if you've never seen a ride through on Chippendale's roller coaster, you can search my channel for Chippendale, and you will find Chippendale's roller coaster, and there is a ride through on that. How are you today, Thea? Hello, everybody. If you're just joining me, we are waiting for Rise of the Resistance to reopen. It has been broken down for a little while, but the longer we wait, the sooner it will reopen. I know they've got cast members and engineers right now working hard behind the scenes, trying to get it back up and running. And if they can get it back up and running while we're standing here, we'll be one of the first ones in, and it'll then just be a few minute walk for us to get up to the front to the loading area. Welcome, 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 everybody. This is Indiana Holmes reporting for you from Disneyland at Galaxy's Edge. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. It is 70 years before the opening of Disneyland. This is the day before the opening of Disneyland. If we wind the clock back to 1955, 70 years ago, on this day would have been Saturday, July 16th. And Walt Disney and his construction crews and teams of engineers, Imagineers really, and some engineers and cast members were all getting ready for the park to get open. They were putting the finishing touches on the park. Parts of the park were still being painted. Asphalt was still being laid. The day before the park opened, cast members were still getting final instructions and rehearsals of what they had to do. Food was still being delivered. And Walt Disney and Roy Disney and his team, his close-knit team that helped develop Disneyland, were walking the park, checking on everything, trying to decide what needed more attention and what was a go. It must have been very stressful. It must have been one of those types of days where you couldn't sleep the night before. I'm sure that on July 16th, when Walt came home from Disneyland, he did go home. He did go home, because I remember hearing about the story of him driving in and being stuck in traffic. So you can imagine the night before, he had probably both excitement and stress. And his excitement would be that he was going to see his dream of a theme park for families open to the public, something that was his original creation. And at the same time, he was suffering the stress anybody would suffer, waiting for something to happen that he'd been planning for years and years. I don't know if you know, but the original Disneyland, well, going back to what I said earlier when I was walking through Fantasyland, I'm going to turn the camera around here so I can talk to you guys. So Walt got his idea for a theme park based on his movies and classic fairy tales. He got his idea while he was sitting on a bench in Griffith Park here in Los Angeles, where he would go very often with his two young daughters and take them to the merry-go-round, the carousel at Griffith Park, which still exists today. And sitting there eating peanuts on the bench, he thought there should be a place where parents can take their children, where young people can go and feel safe and have fun and have a day of fantasy, where you would suspend your disbelief and you would enjoy something unique. His first idea for this was to take a small triangular piece of land. I don't know how many acres it was, probably under 20 acres, I want to say, maybe 25 acres, that was right across from the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank on Riverside Drive, and turn that into a small amusement park based on the ideas he was thinking about to celebrate all of these movies, these animated films that he'd made. However, when he went to the Burbank City Council, they said no. They didn't want it. They didn't understand. They didn't have the imagination or the foresight to see how wonderful, how beautiful it would be, and how much good it would do for Burbank. So he abandoned that idea and then hired a man who was a land assessor, evaluator, whose job it was to find land for projects and evaluate it. And Walt said to him, I want a piece of land that will be big enough for my dream, about 100 acres. And it can't be near the beach because we already had some things you could call amusement parks, like the Santa Monica Pier, the Santa Barbara Pier, these different things, the Long Beach, I forget what the one was in Long Beach that was called, but there was a sort of a pier-based carny atmosphere park in Long Beach. All these were along the beach, and they were okay, but the rides were kind of dangerous. Anybody could come in. I don't even think they charged a fee. You could just walk in. And so there was a lot of sort of, let's say, undesirable people that would show up. You know, along the beach, there were people that maybe didn't have the best intentions. And therefore, it was not the kind of location that Walt wanted. He wanted something far away from the beach where there was enough land that he could buy and maybe expand. And it also had to be drivable. He wanted to make sure that people in Southern California could get to his idea for a park, his future idea, Disneyland. He wanted to make sure they could get there within an hour. Well, it just so happened that the Golden State Freeway, the 5 freeway, was being built. There was no freeway joining all of these far-flung communities in California yet, but they were building it. It was called the 5 freeway or the Golden State Freeway, and it was cutting through Orange County. And so the man he hired to find the land found this parcel of orange groves out in the middle of nowhere, down dirty, dusty dirt roads where these beautiful orange grove and citrus grove farms in Orange County. And they found this parcel of land. There were several parcels owned by different people. And together, if he could buy these up, he'd have 100 acres, enough to build his dream. And that's what they did. They bought all of these different parcels of land, these different farms, and then they moved these citrus trees off, leaving some trees to save money. Not necessarily citrus trees, but other types of trees like palm trees and bushes and plants to save money because money was so tight building Disneyland. And that's how Disneyland came. And people thought he was crazy. When he went to banks, they said, you want to build what? You want to build what? Where? In the middle of nowhere? There's nothing out there but farms. They don't even have roads out there yet. And he said, yes, but they will. Think of the future. They're already building the 5 freeway. And if you know Disneyland, the Golden State 5 freeway butts up now right against the back of Disneyland. Where Toontown is, the Golden State freeway is right behind it. It's absolutely right behind it. And up here near, let's see, so Toontown's over there. So it kind of runs this way, you know, kind of this way. So that was the thing. But still, he only got Bank of America to give him some money, but it wasn't enough. It was only about a third of the money. What he did manage to do is that ABC, American Broadcasting Television, ABC TV, right? If you're in Southern California, it's ABC 7, but it might have a different number in your town. ABC desperately needed a new program to go up against these other Sunday night programs on other stations. They needed to increase their entertainment to draw people away from NBC and CBS. And so they made a deal with Walt Disney. And they said, if you will do a show for us every week on Sunday night, we will help fund Disneyland. And I think they paid about 30% of the cost of Disneyland. And Walt Disney, true to his word, he did a show every night. I mean, not every night, every week, every Sunday night for a year leading up to Disneyland. And many of those shows, The Wonderful World of Walt Disney, that was the name of the ABC show. The Wonderful World of Walt Disney was a show where he featured movies and actors and technology for his films. He showed you the behind the scenes of what was happening at the movie studio and in his movies. There were stories on the animators, stories on the Imagineers, stories on the story content, and there were tours of sound stages and sets. And then when they started to build Disneyland, he started to talk about Disneyland and show the plans for Disneyland, show the engineering diagrams, show the models that were being built of Main Street and of the rides. And so this partnership between ABC and Walt Disney was very advantageous. It helped.
Have your attention, please.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Do not move anywhere. Please stay right where you are. We are going to reopen. We do not want any pushing, running,
Okay,
or
here we go.
shoving.
We're gonna
We
get
do
to-
have
we're gonna
young
get to go
kids
right
and
in.
people with ECVs, strollers, and wheelchairs. I
Awesome.
need a single file line right here.
Awesome.
Please be
It
kind
paid
to
off.
one another.
Waiting here
You will
paid
all
off.
get on your mission. I promise. Once again, I need a single file line. Come on down. Go. Hello.
All right, here we go. I am number 2 in line. See, it pays to wait when the ride is broken because you end up getting to be one of the first people in line. Now look at all these people behind me that are coming in behind me. See this? That's awesome. All right, we're walking in now. Anyway, so the Wonderful World of Disney, it was great because people got to see the behind the scenes of the creation of the movies, of the work that was done at the studios, and of the progress of the design and building of Disneyland. And it kind of became a very good sort of like year-long commercial every Sunday night, a great promotion for what would become Disneyland. So you can imagine the excitement from people once Disneyland opened on Sunday, July 17th, 1955. Hello, my friends. We are walking up the pathway to Rise of the Resistance's loading area. I am the second person in line, so I just proved to you that if you wait long enough when the ride is broken down, this goes for any ride, but Rise of the Resistance and Indiana Jones break down the most often. If you wait long enough, the ride will reopen and then you'll just walk through. It's super nice right now. It's really cold and air conditioned in this part of the ride. Also, if I can ask a favor of you that haven't already, we started a new channel for our live streaming of classic reading of classic stories. If I could ask you a giant favor, if you have not subscribed to that second channel of mine, please subscribe. The channel is titled Storytime with Indiana Holmes. So it's www.youtube.com/Storytime with Indiana Holmes. We need 50 subscribers on the new channel to be able to live stream from that channel. I think we have 46 at the moment. So I need at least 4 more people to subscribe. Even if you're not interested in that content, it'll really help the people and help me. But it'll really help the people that are interested in that content. And then we can separate that content from our Disney content. And it'll just be much better for everybody. Isn't this awesome? Just walking through. This is the way. So see, we walked right straight through in single rider and got on Smugglers Run right away. Then we waited for a while and live streamed to give you a little bit of history on Walt Disney and Disneyland. And then Rise of the Resistance opened, and here we are. Just walking our way all the way up. Technically, you're not allowed to hold spots, but they don't enforce that anymore. They people just do whatever they want. Oh, these are the hardcore people here that never left the line. They just stayed here. They were probably in line for an hour, and then the ride broke down, and they're the ones that decided not to leave the line and to just wait. Awesome.
All the way forward, everybody, all the way inside. Oh, my buddy's in the back.
One.
Perfect.
Here we go. Look at this, we're walking straight in. I love it. This is one of my favorite rides. Rise of the Resistance, Indiana Jones, and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. I love those rides. And Smugglers Run that we just went on earlier.
BB-8. Prep the ready room for recruits. Commander 9-9, please report back to ITS cockpit.
And our mission begins. Thank you for the update, Tiffany. We need 3 more subscribers on the new channel. Somebody please post that for me. Post the link.
Incoming transmission from Ray.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a first-order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. 9-9 and I shall personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Commander Poe Dameron and a squadron of X-Wings shall escort us to the rendezvous point on Pucara.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Stand clear. Deck doors opening now.
Hurry, all recruits to transport. No need for safety here, it'll be a smooth ride. Ground crews, deck is in motion. Recruits crossing to transport.
Initiate pre-flight sequence on Deck 3 for Pucara. Affirmative. Deck 3, you are clear for launch. Pucara-bound personnel, this is your final call on board.
Here we go, folks. Let's hope we can make it to Pucara safely. It's really crowded today.
Hyperdrive also.
Transport takeoff in 20 seconds.
Good. Airspeed sensor. Thank you, 9-9. Black Leader, are you and your team ready?
Affirmative. Engines are hot.
Red 2, Blue 5, report.
Red 2, check.
Blue 5 standing by.
Engage propulsions and hold on recruits. All ships, launch. I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Then I think,
Black Leader, We're picking up an unusual signal. Are you spotting anything?
Yeah, I see it. We'll check it out. BB-8, what do you got?
There appear to be a number of small craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
We got company. First order TIE fighters. Reroute! Reroute! R2 Blue 5, we got a clear path so transport can make the jump. They're all over us! I'm hit!
We lost Red 2, more incoming. Blue 5 taking evasive action.
Try to strike him blue!
I'm trying.
We lost Blue 5! I'm gonna try to kill him right!
Copy that. Get us clear so we can make the jump.
Be ready, you won't have much time!
Where are all those TIE fighters coming from? Star Destroyers.
Get out of there!
We can't. We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
I'll get some friends and make this a fair fight. Don't worry, I'll come back for you. Stay strong!
Cargo vessel TR-141, identify yourselves and prepare to be boarded.
This is TR-141. We are a civilian vessel. By whose authority are we being detained?
By the authority of the First Order resistance scum. Now bring down your shields and prepare to be boarded.
They'll want the location of our secret base. Tell them nothing. The future of the resistance is at stake. I have a bad feeling about this. Stand back from those doors.
This ship is now under the command of the First Order. Everyone off and move out of my way.
Looks like we're in trouble now. They captured us. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of these guys. Hello, John. Welcome, my friend. Hello, Lewis. Good to see you, my friend. That is cool. There they are. They're pushing us along here. First Order has captured us. I don't know what's going to happen to us now. I hope they have good snacks. I'm getting hungry. I wonder if they have hoagies or sub sandwiches. We definitely need some French fries. I hope they make potatoes up here. These guys are too serious. Wish us luck, guys. These First Order guys look like they're not messing around. And I don't see anybody passing out snacks. Hello, Christian. Welcome, my friend.
One. Let's go. Move along.
control. I think this is a prison. Looks like they're making prisoners out of us.
How many?
One.
One. You'll be assigned to the gray. How many?
I've been assigned to gray. What does this look like? It's like a prison cell in space here. Prison cells. These guys don't smile.
How many? Two. You'll be assigned to 4A. One. Sit all the way down next to that. Now, get your Walt to remember these colors you have been assigned as you relax tonight.
Christian, we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning, but then we cleared it up. It was an audio issue. But then about 4 minutes into the video, we cleared up the audio issue. I don't think we'll have any problem tonight.
Here's 3. You'll be on blue. How many here? 5.
I just got reprimanded.
5. Alright, so I'm gonna have you two switch, okay? Switch. Over here. Actually, wait, you're 6, right? Okay, never mind. So 1, you're gonna come over here. And then for the 5, we'll have 4 on red, 1 on blue. 4 red. Now listen up, on the floor you'll find your colors. So look down. Gray, orange, blue. Do not forget that, because it's important. When that door opens, I call you.
Gray, orange, into the cell.
Here we go. He said we gotta go in the cell. She was so strict. Okay, where's Gray? Where to find it here? Is it Gray? I guess I'm back here.
Leave us.
Yes, General.
Enemies of the First Order. We will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay. The Resistance prisoners.
You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base, and I will take it from you.
We are needed on the bridge.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
We have to find a way to escape, guys. It's like an escape room. Somebody will come to help us. We gotta get out of here before Kylo Ren comes back. There we go. Awesome.
Let's go. Blue, let's go. Blue's right here in the front.
Green.
Gray, red. All back up. Seatbelts. Left to right. Left to right only.
Host coming back with an attack force. Get to the escape pods now. Lieutenant Beck, we need to find him a way.
Recautos para su seguridad. Permanezcan sentados con su cinturón de seguridad bien ajustado. Mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del transporte y supervisen a sus niños.
My front row, hands up, and then touch the yellow tab on your right. Perfect. Make sure you guys tight. Hands over to your right.
All right, now the excitement begins. May the Force be with us.
Okay, take this corridor to the turbo lift, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return you to Batu. Hurry and don't get caught. Lieutenant Beck will guide you.
Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right. A probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble.
Hey, you're not authorized. Wait, those are the prisoners. We have a breach in attention block 3.
Cover is blown. Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
If anyone's packing a blaster, now's a good time. Ah! The escape pod's done on. Wait, why are you going up? I said down. Up is bad. Up is real bad.
The Resistance will attempt to rescue the prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Raise the shields!
Shields? I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There's nowhere to run. escape. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
Came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck.
All right, nice job, recruits. Not what you signed on for, but hey, you're Resistance now. I think I have that authority. Right, Beck? Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on Beck. I know, scan for his pod beacon.
Lieutenant Beck here.
Beck! You're alive!
I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the Resistance base is secure. Bravo! Yes, R5, you too.
That was awesome. I hope you guys loved that. I did. Fantastic. That was amazing. There we go. We just proved the theory that I was telling you, that if a ride breaks down, like Rise of Resistance, if you just wait around long enough, they will reset the ride and you'll be one of the first people on. I was in that first group and I didn't have to wait that long. We chatted about Walt, kept ourselves occupied, and then we were in. We'll walk by again right now as we exit Galaxy's Edge and go into another part of the park, and we'll take a look at like how long the standby line is now. Thank you, Minnie Bell, for clarifying that for everybody. Oh, well, that's not bad. It's only a 35-minute wait at this point. Anytime you can get on Rise of Resistance in just 35 minutes, that is a win. But walking on like we did, with no wait time at all, that is the real way to go. That's so funny, Monarch. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. I hadn't heard that one before, but that made me crack up. Hello and welcome everybody. It is Indiana Holmes here, reporting for you from Disneyland in Anaheim, California, the day before the 70th anniversary of Disneyland's opening. It was Sunday, July 17th, 1955, long before I was born, that Disneyland opened. So today would have been Saturday, July 16th, 1955, and Walt and his brother Roy and all the Imagineers and the construction workers must have just been on pins and needles trying to get the park ready for tomorrow. Think about that. Think about that. Hi guys, how's it going? Over here is where doggies can go do their business if you have a service dog. Hi guys. So this area over here, which is now Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, right over here, I'll go wide angle for you. This area up in here was where they used to have the horses and donkey rides and a petting zoo and stuff back in the day. This was really pretty much an undeveloped part of the park. We always had the Rivers of America. That opened on opening day. Although they did have some problems on opening day. On opening day, the river boats got stuck. The Jungle Cruise boats got stuck and had to be shut down for a time. And there were other issues with other rides as well that broke down on opening day. One of the amazing things was that, you know, nobody knew how the public was going to respond to Disneyland. Was it going to be a flop, a failure, or a success?
We're both screaming.
And even Walt did not know. Driving into Disneyland on driving into Disneyland on opening day on July 17th, 1955, Walt was stuck in horrible traffic on the 5 freeway, which had just opened, just shortly before the park had opened. And he was worried that he wasn't going to get to the park in time for the opening and all the opening ceremonies, because traffic was just moving at a crawl. Traffic like he'd never seen before. Nobody'd ever really seen traffic like this before in Southern California. But when he arrived at the park, what he realized was all the traffic he was in that he thought was like a traffic accident, or because they were still finishing the 5 freeway, he thought maybe there were construction workers still working on the road, on the 5 freeway road. But what he discovered when he rolled up finally was that everybody on the freeway was on their way to Disneyland. Can you imagine that? Everybody was on their way to Disneyland. Yup, that's right, Monarch. Preview day turned into the actual opening day. Serene Beach, thank you for the update. Thank you everybody that subscribed to the new channel. We have 50 subscribers on the new channel. That means tonight at 7 p.m. on the new channel, I will be able to live stream the Wind in the Willows storybook. I invite everybody that is here today with us to subscribe to this channel, our first and primary channel that's all about Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and theme parks. And if you would please subscribe to the second channel we just started called Storytime with Indiana Holmes. And on that channel, 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday, unless we're here at the park, but Monday through Friday for 1 hour from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., I live stream read classic stories. So far we've read Frankenstein, the original Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We've read Alice in Wonderland. We've read Hansel and Gretel. We're in the middle of reading Dracula, and tonight we are continuing the reading of The Wind in the Willows. And if you don't know what The Wind in the Willows is about, it's about these really cool creatures that have kind of human characteristics. They live among the humans, or at least the humans are in their world, but they don't interact with them all that much. But one of the main characters in The Wind in the Willows is Mr. Toad. And Mr. Toad from The Wind in the Willows is where Toad's Wild Ride here at Disneyland in Fantasyland comes from. That was the inspiration for Mr. Toad. Look what we've got here. We've got the Mark Twain, which was here and on opening day. The Mark Twain was one of the rides that opened and almost capsized. Can you believe it? This big stern wheeler, paddle wheeler, almost capsized because at that time they didn't have a maximum capacity rating on the Mark Twain, and so many people got on that the boat started to list to one side and water came pouring in on the bottom deck of the Mark Twain. Very scary. It could have been a disaster. Had that thing capsized, you might have had hundreds of people dead or injured or drowned. So that was lucky that that did not happen. Let's see what the wait time is here. 35 minutes.
No, I had to give all my shifts away.
All right, we're gonna wait in line here for the Haunted Mansion because I don't think it's gonna be 35 minutes. I think it'll be less. Although it is tempting. Maybe we should go on Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's see. Maybe we'll go Pirates of the Caribbean first, because it's nice and cool in there, and I want to stand out here in the heat and sun of the queue for Haunted Mansion. I love Haunted Mansion, but I will be happy to skip the queue in the sun if I can get on Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, some cute birds here. Lots of cute birds, ducks, geese, lots of great things. This is another great ride I've always loved. Not a ride, but an attraction. And it is the Davy Crockett Canoes. Everybody should do this at least once in their life. It's super fun. And the guides that guide you on the canoes. Oh boy. Wow. There's a giant line for Pirates of the Caribbean. I just realized that it's going all the way back here. Okay, we're gonna skip Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Pirates of the Caribbean line is gigantic. I was just here on Sunday and it was small. In fact, on Sunday, every ride was pretty much a walk-on. I think the longest line we waited on was Haunted Mansion, and that was about maybe 20 minutes, 25 at the max. So everybody wants Pirates of the Caribbean today. So I think that we will skip Pirates of the Caribbean, try our luck over here at the Haunted Mansion. Even though I'm gonna stand in the sun, I do it for you guys. It'll be fine. This line, even though it's in the sun, looks like it'll be shorter than Pirates of the Caribbean. There was a lot of people in line for Pirates of the Caribbean. And we're standing in the sun no matter which one we go to. And in addition to those facts about the Mark Twain, at the end of the day, on opening day, July 17th, 1955, when the park guests all left, Lillian Disney, Walt Disney's wife, got a broom and began sweeping the deck to make sure that the Mark Twain was clean for the next day's opening. Can you imagine that?
I know, it was nice.
Lillian Disney, the wife of Walt Disney, the woman behind the man who put up with all of his crazy, ideas and all of his risky ideas, who was very mad at him for risking all of their life savings to build Disneyland. She still had the humbleness and the care and the initiative. Nobody told her to do it. She didn't have to do it. There were people that could do that, but she picked up a broom and started sweeping the deck. There's so much interesting history behind Disneyland and the Walt Disney Studios and Walt Disney and Lillian Disney. There's a really nice restaurant on Main Street, near the top of the street, on the right-hand side, or what would be the east side of the street, called the Plaza Inn. And the Plaza Inn is very traditional Americana kind of food, but the kind of food you'd have at Thanksgiving, like turkey with, green beans and mashed potatoes and salad, things like that. And this was going to be the fancy restaurant, at least in the beginning. It was going to be the fancy restaurant at Disneyland. And so Lillian Disney took on the job of decorating the interior of the Plaza Inn. Maybe if we have a chance, we'll walk back through there and I'll show you what it looks like. And so what she did, this was, 1954 when they started building it, Disneyland, and a lot of downtown Los Angeles, which had all these historic houses and historic buildings, were being torn down to build the new Los Angeles. So she went to these architectural salvage yards and warehouses and picked out things like stained glass and window treatments and all these different things that would adorn the ceiling and the walls of the Plaza Inn. So if you ever go to the Plaza Inn here at Disneyland, know that it was Lillian Disney that designed and decorated the inside of that restaurant, and that the things you're looking at are actually salvaged pieces of old Los Angeles. It has a very kind of Victorian look to it, as the houses and the buildings back then that were, built around the late 1800s, early 1900s had that Victorian kind of look. Oh, that's nice, Troxer. Thanks for that info. Where is the dedication window, Troxer? I haven't seen it or heard about it. I was down near City Hall and the Opera House today shooting some still pictures, but I didn't see the window. Let me know where the window is in the chat. I think tomorrow is going to be really busy, but we're going to be here anyway, enjoying all of the fun celebratory vibes. How can we not? It's like my wife said the other night. Lizzie, my wife, said that Walt Disney changed so many lives for all of the cast members, or what anybody else would call employees, by giving artists work to do that would go on forever in the movie theaters, in the television sets, and in the minds of both the young people and the adults that enjoyed his entertainment. his animated films and his live action films, and then gave everybody the experience of a theme park that had never been done before. There was nothing like this before. And she noted that even though Walt was not alive when she joined the Walt Disney Feature Animation Studio, indirectly he changed our lives. Because she was an artist who became an animator, trained by the Disney animators. She didn't go to school to become an animator, she was an illustrator. But she got the call from Disney through the college we both went to, and they brought her in and trained her up for the first 6 months how to be an animator, and then mentored her for the first year on how to be an animator. And the kind of money that she got paid was a lot. And that kind of money that she got paid during those years she worked for Disney really changed our lives. We wouldn't have been able to buy the house that we live in now had she not been working for Disney Feature Animation and making, at that time, after the first year of working for Disney and her second year of Disney, she was making more money than I was. And I had already been working for years before she was. That's right. That's right, Troxer. Troxer is giving us some good information here. Read what Troxer's putting in the chat. Walt's original idea for Mickey Mouse was that he was going to call him Mortimer Mouse. And Lillian thought that was too stuffy. So she said, what about Mickey? And that stuck. Troxer has good information. I love it, Troxer. Keep it coming. It helps me from having to make my brain remember old facts. I think it's time to plug my phone into a battery. We've been live streaming since 12 noon, and the battery's getting a little bit low. I want to welcome everybody here that's new to the channel. If you've never been with us before, this is Indiana Holmes, and I am a Disney fanatic. I love Disney. My wife was a Disney animator. Her first film was The Lion King. Her last film was The Princess and the Frog, from where we get Tiana and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Prince Naveen. If you would be so kind, please subscribe to our channel here. The more people we have, the merrier. I think we're at about 1,452 subscribers. Our channel is not very old. I just started it really last year in 2024. I had the channel prior to that, but I was not live streaming until about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And I was just doing some history videos on Disney and on theme parks in general. And then we kind of refined our content, and I started live streaming twice a week. I live stream on Wednesdays and Sundays. Lizzie, my wife, the former Disney animator, she's with me on Sundays. Yeah, I never worked for Disney, but my wife did, and another good friend of ours, and several friends that became friends with Lizzie. And we got to go to all of the Disney feature animations. So not the cartoons you see on TV, but the feature animated films like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Tarzan, all those kinds of films. We got to go to all the openings with all of the artists and the executives, and it was always like a really big party. They would have the movie at one of the big giant movie houses in Hollywood, and then they would usually take us by bus to like a giant mansion up in Pasadena or Beverly Hills, or some other giant historic venue where they would have these amazing parties with just with amazing food and drinks, never-ending food and drinks, really, and music and bands. I got to meet Roy Disney Jr., the nephew of Walt Disney and the son of his brother Walt Disney, and so many famous people. I got to meet and hang out with John Lasseter for a while. He was the head of Disney Feature Animation for most of the time my wife worked for Disney. Part of the time it was Roy Disney Jr. that was the head of Disney Feature Animation, and then the creative end of it was John Lasseter. And John Lasseter was the top boss. He was my wife's boss. We would sit at tables and eat with him. He was the nicest, kindest guy, super sweet guy. Although later on, after my wife was no longer working for Disney, John Lasseter got into a little bit of trouble. I think he was a little too friendly with some of the female workers, and that got him in a little trouble. So he doesn't work for Disney anymore. Yeah, Lizzie was really lucky. We were really lucky. I mean, when she was working for Disney, our kids were very little, and so we lived in Long Beach, down by the beach at that time, and the studio was in Burbank. So Lizzie would have to drive an hour to an hour and a half in the morning to the studio, drop off our two kids at my parents' house, which was in Glendale. Glendale's right next to Burbank. And they would spend the day there with my parents, their grandparents, and then she would pick them up and drive home. And when they were in the last 6 months of finishing any picture, she was generally working 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. So those were pretty brutal hours, and then driving home all that way. So it was pretty brutal in terms of the hours, but the payoff in terms of the art that will live on long beyond our years. When Lizzie and I are long gone, the movies she worked on will continue on for generations and generations. So her work lives on, just like Walt Disney's did, just like every Disney animator's work lives on forever.
My voice would sound like whatever, but then every time
All right, we're about to walk in. This was no 35-minute wait. This wait was about, what, 10 minutes? 12, 15 minutes? We're just flying in here. All right, everybody. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And if you would, please subscribe to the second channel that we are trying to get off the ground. I need 50 subscribers to subscribe to the new channel, which is called Story Time with Indiana Holmes. So if you could please subscribe to the new channel, that would help everybody, because we have to have a minimum of 50 subscribers in order to live stream from the second channel. Thank you for your consideration. Tiffany, you're gonna have so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna hide the chat from myself because it's dark in there and I don't want to blind myself with the white text, but you guys can keep chatting in the chat as long as you want. Enjoy.
Hinges squeak in doorless chamberment, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the hall. Whenever candlelights flicker, when the air is deadly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step on green, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now. Our tour begins here in this gallery, where you see paintings of some of our guests as they appeared in their corruptible, mortal state.
Make room for the last of our guests, everybody. The longer it takes, the longer you're uncomfortable. We ask for silence from everybody throughout our tour. Drag your bodies away from the walls and lay them to rest in the dead center of the gallery. If it's not uncomfortable, try again.
Your cadaverous pallor betrays an aura of foreboding, almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which are... Oh, I didn't mean to frighten you prematurely. The real chills come later. Now,
And we're in. Already we got crying child. Too frightening. It could be really scary for kids.
Prominent ghosts who have retired here from creepy old crypts all over the world. Actually, we
little boy wants to leave.
99 happy haunts here, but there's room for 1,000. Any volunteers? If you insist on lagging behind, you may not need to volunteer. The carriage that will carry you into the moldering sanctum of the spirit world will accommodate you and one or two loved ones. Kindly watch your step as you board, please. We spirits haunt our best in gloomy darkness, so remember, no flash pictures.
spooks have interrupted our tour. Please remain seated in your doom buggy. We will proceed in just a moment.
We're just waiting for somebody in a wheelchair to get off the doom buggy, and then they're loading another young person who is in a wheelchair onto a doom buggy. All right, the doom buggies are rolling again. They'll be loading momentarily.
Watch your step, turn on it. 2 or 3 in the buggy.
And legs inside, and watch the children.
Give us a hint by ringing a bell. Serpents and spiders, tail of a rat, call in the spirits wherever they're at. Rap on a table, it's time to respond. Send us a message.
Playful spooks have interrupted our tour. Please remain seated in your doom buggy. We will proceed in just a moment.
Awaken the spirits with your tambourine. Creepy and crawly.
We have been unavoidably detained by pranky spirits. Kindly remain seated in your doom buggy, please. We will continue our tour momentarily.
Give us a hint by ringing a bell.
the moon climbs high o'er the dead oak tree.
Spooks arrive for the midnight sleep. Creepy creeps with eerie eyes start to spit. Grimly ghosts start to socialize. When you hear the air, windows ring, whispers growl, Christmas calls are serialized. Rises spooks are Happy haunts materialize. Begin to authorize. Grimly ghosts start to socialize.
Make final arrangements now. We can dine.
Ah, that was super fun. I love the Haunted Mansion. I am solo today. Lizzie's got a ton of work. She's at the office working, but she will be with me here tomorrow, but not early in the morning tomorrow. She has so much work that she has to work in the morning. She'll probably be here late in the afternoon, but we both have reservations for tomorrow. Although I will be starting a California Adventure because I could not get a morning reservation for Disneyland, but beginning at 11 o'clock tomorrow, I will be here in Disneyland for all the festivities, all the excitement. I'm sure there's going to be huge crowds here tomorrow. It's going to be something to remember. Thank you, Judy. Oh, we're super glad too. It was like weeks and weeks of checking and checking to see if I could get a reservation. And I could never get a reservation for either California Adventure or Disneyland. And then finally, one night I checked like several times a day for like weeks. And then finally one night, all of a sudden California Adventure was available to make a reservation for. So I made a reservation for California Adventure, and we will come into Disneyland at 11 o'clock when they let us cross over, because you can cross over from California Adventure to Disneyland or Disneyland to California Adventure, but only beginning at 11 o'clock. So my reservation is for California Adventure, but I will be heading over here right at 11. Look at the huge line. There was this massive line. Remember, I was going, for those of you that have been following along, I was originally going to go on Pirates of the Caribbean, and then I saw the line and I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. Let's go back to Haunted Mansion. And the line is much shorter at Haunted Mansion. Oddly. Walking over the Pirates of the Caribbean bridge, where it is absolutely slammed today. I mean, last Sunday and last Wednesday, everything was basically a walk-on. But not today. Boy, today is busy, busy, busy. I wonder if Single Rider is in operation here on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Forbidden Eye today. I'm gonna check it out. I've been lucky for the last few times I've come. Usually after 12 noon or even maybe after 11, Single Rider is available. But earlier than that, Single Rider is not available, or when it's not busy. Let's see, there's a big line here. That might be the single rider line. Let's see. Oops, sorry. I don't see anybody. It says line starts here. Hi, do you have a single rider?
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Make sure you keep it on at all times.
Thank you,
please.
Edwin. I'm going to
You're
put it on
welcome.
right now.
Go to the exit, please.
Awesome. I got the single rider. Look at this giant line over here for standby. That standby line is on the outside. And then there's another line in the normal standby queue over here. It's just slammed. But because I'm all by myself today, I was able to go on single rider. This is the same pathway. Yep, sure, no worries. This is the same pathway that people that are in mobility scooters or wheelchairs go on. But yeah, I mean, look at this. The standby queue is all the way back here. So sometimes it pays to come alone. I mean, sure, I'd rather be here with my daughters or my wife. It's more fun with them here. But I've got you guys. And I love being here with my subscribers and my Ninja Watchers solo because I don't feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm with a big family, a family of friends. And the advantage is that I get to go on single rider with the single rider pass. Here's what the single rider pass looks like. So we get to skip the giant standby line, and this is even quicker than paying for the lightning lane. Eventually, we will catch up to a small line for single riders, and then they will have us merge together with the single rider line. But it's a ways up here. You can see I'm just walking through the exit. So single rider line and the handicap line is here in the exit. So you walk up the exit, just like Space Mountain. Space Mountain has the same thing. They have single rider and handicap, and you go in the exit. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hi. Awesome, Minnie Bell. Thanks for keeping track. The timer has started. Thank you, Main Street Paul. When they merge us in with standby, then we do have to wait in the projection room for a while, and they'll let all the projection room standby through first, and then once they clear that, they'll let us through. They have cast members that manage this line. All right, you'll have to let us know when I get to the Jeep loading area. When I'm about to get on the Jeep, you'll have to let me know, Main Street Paul, how much time this took. You can see there's standby next to us over here. I only have 3 people ahead of me. Alrighty, cool, cool. Walking on through now. I think we're gonna walk all the way through like a little side path. Okay, they're gonna hold us up here. in here. If you have not already, please subscribe to this channel, and then please subscribe to the new channel that we're just starting at the link I just posted in the chat. Story Time with Indiana Holmes. Bye, Minnie Bell. Thank you for popping in and helping out. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. Have a good day. See you tomorrow, Busy Bee. Good to see you here, Jaime Pizarro. Welcome, my friend. Hey Paul, do you have a special video coming out tomorrow for the 70th?
Come on down, friends. We'll go ahead and take 3 more single riders.
Here are special belts attached into the seats. Simply pull it from the right, inserting it into the left, like so. You see the excellence of this invention? Your off-road journey is high speed and turbulent, going over rough and rugged terrain, and then suddenly you are turning sharply and dropping suddenly. It is unlike anything you have ever experienced, I assure you. Now, my friend, one final word of advice. Once you've entered the chamber of destiny, look not into the eyes
queue on
of
this
the
ride is
idol.
so entertaining.
That would be dangerous.
Just like the queue in Rise of
Well,
Resistance
my
is really
friends,
cool
your
as
moment
well.
is drawing near. Already I am envious
And
of
the
the
queue
wonders of
at
nature. If you avoid the eyes
Mickey
of
and Minnie's
man.
Runaway Railroad is super awesome. I love an entertaining queue.
The remote jungles of India's lost delta. From all over the world they are flocking here, following a strange story of a mysterious temple and gifts from the gods. The story begins 1 year ago. World-famous archaeologist Indiana Jones follows a tattered map to an ancient edifice. Could this be the fabled Temple of the Forbidden Eye? According to Jones, the temple contains a chamber of destiny, where an ancient idol lured visitors with promises of gifts, eternal youth, earthly riches, or visions of the future. But many who looked into the eyes of this double-dealing deity took a detour to doom. A
Detour to doom.
Indeed.
I love the double-dealing deity. Double-dealing
They're
deity.
ready for a supernatural shopping spree.
Supernatural shopping spree. Sorry for the bouncing camera. I'm winding up a power cord here.
Welcome, my friends, to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. I, Sala, shall now give you counsel to safeguard your miraculous journey. Here in your transportation devices are ingenious pouches for safekeeping all earthly treasures when the journey becomes bumpy. And to keep you safe and sound, here are special belts attached into the seats. Simply pull it from the right, inserting it into the left, like so. You see the excellence of this invention? Your off-road journey is high speed and turbulent, going over rough and rugged terrain, and then suddenly you are turning sharply and dropping suddenly. It is unlike anything you have ever experienced, I assure you. Now, my friends, one final word of advice. Once you've entered the chamber of destiny, look not into the eyes of the idol. Look in the eyes of the idol. The report will reach Indiana Jones.
All right, we're heading in. Are you going to be in the park tomorrow, Judy, or are you just going to be watching along with us here? on the live stream. Happy joy 121 people here with us today in the chat. Love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate all your support. You can type into the chat what city, state, or country you're watching from. It's always fun to find out where people are watching. California, beautiful, beautiful area.
What do you say?
Sure, Judy, would you like to be a mod?
I saw a proposal actually like last week. Oh, really? Yeah, we were in front of the
Y que mantengan sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Vigilen a sus niños. Y pase lo que pase, no miren al ídolo a los...
Hello again, my esteemed friends. When you board your transport, all earthly treasures in the pouch directly in front of you. Unless, of course, you wish to use them in the
Welcome, 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 people. We are in line for Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Keep safe and sound. Better seated with your seatbelt fastened. And your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport. If you are traveling with children, must keep a close watch on them. Your transport approaches. I wish you a most successful and wondrous expedition.
Buenos días. Su vehículo está por llegar. Para que disfruten de un viaje seguro, permanezcan sentados con el cinturón de seguridad bien ajustado y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Vigilen a sus niños y estén atentos al doctor Indiana Jones.
Greetings, my friends. This is Salah, sharing with you a few handy tips. Once on board, be sure to place your supplies and loose items out in front. Now,
if this live stream gets laggy or stuck or some other issue, just refresh your browser or refresh your app, and that will fix the connection problem.
Remember, no matter what,
A lot of people on their phones here today using up the cellular bandwidth.
Salah wishes you a wonderful and successful expedition.
Saludos. Para que su visita al templo sea feliz, les rogamos que permanezcan sentados con el cinturón de seguridad bien ajustado y que mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas.
Are here. There's two people ahead of me on single rider. There are the Jeeps that we will be on. Oh, okay. Well, Judy, I can make you a mod, and if you want to pop in and help out, then I would love that. Thank you so much. you go, Judy. You're a moderator here on this channel now.
I'll take your letter now. You're gonna take row 2 for me right over here?
Right over here, on the side. Pull on the yellow strap. Pull on the yellow strap. Hello. Oh, my friend. The brakes may be needing a little adjustment, but easy on the curves.
You have chosen wisely. This path leads to timeless youth and you looked into my eyes. Your path now leads to the gates of doom.
We've got a problem here.
How many minutes was it that we waited before we loaded onto the Jeep? I couldn't read the chat.
Greetings, my friends. This is Sala, telling you how you have been
Getting my steps in today. This is like my gym workout. Instead of going to the gym, I go to Disneyland. It's more fun. Up and down stairs, across the park, from Fantasyland to Adventureland, Frontierland, Tomorrowland, Toontown, Galaxy's Edge. Just the steps from the entrance to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Forbidden Eye to the Jeep is quite a long walk in itself. And then we walk all the way back out. Loving it.
So fascinating.
Because I'm the youngest of 4 children and I have 3 older sisters that are much older than me, I am the happy accident that was not meant to be, but then came along when everyone least expected it. But because of that, I think my sisters went to Disneyland many more times than I ever did as a child. As a child, I think I only went to Disneyland like 2 times, maybe once, and then again at what was it? Senior day, when we were seniors in high school. And then I didn't really go to Disneyland much. A couple times after that, until Lizzie started working as a Disney animator. And then they gave us these silver cards for people that were certain types of employees like she was. And we each got a silver card, even though I wasn't an employee, she was. So we each got a silver card. And with a silver card, if the 2 of us went together, we could bring 2 people for free to Disneyland or California Adventure or any Disney park anywhere in the world. And if I came by myself, I could bring 3 people. Or if she came by herself, she could bring 3 people. So it was super fun. Plus, she had, friends that worked with her at Disney. And they would have Disney employee nights where they would close the park and it would just be the employees. And so all the animators and Imagineers and everybody would get to be in the park without the general public, and we would get to go on all the rides, and everything was a walk-on. And they had special foods and special entertainment for us. It was so great. And that's kind of how we fell in love with all things Disney and Disneyland. Smugglers Run was a walk-on. Rise of the Resistance was a walk-on, although we had to wait for a while for the ride to start up again because it had broken down. But once it opened up again, it was a walk-on. And Haunted Mansion wasn't too bad. I think we might have waited in line 10 or 15 minutes. And then Indiana Jones and the Temple of Forbidden Eye was a walk-on because we had single rider.
Guys, we're going to Tiana. Make them ready.
Maybe, huh, Melanie? I know my wife was like, my wife is always like, instead of buying an annual pass again this year, why don't you just get a job at Disneyland and work at Disneyland? And I'm like, nah, then I'd have to come at a certain time, I'd have certain duties. I'm sure I would have fun, but it would not be the same as being here with you guys in the chat. I think live streaming is so much more fun for me while I'm at the park than if I'm just here not live streaming. And if I was working here, you know, then you're stuck usually just at one station, one ride or one attraction. And although they do rotate cast members around, I mean, you might be stuck at one attraction for weeks, months, or a year before they move you to another attraction. I think if I was going to work here though, I would want to be on the railroad, on the Disneyland Railroad, because that was Walt's favorite ride. He was a huge train enthusiast from the time he was a young man growing up in Marceline, Missouri. And he had a small gauge railroad built in his backyard, very large backyard, back of his house, and then eventually brought that to the studio, thinking that that would be something everybody would have fun with, and they did. But he found out quickly that it was too big of a distraction for his employees and caused too many issues with people trying to move around between sound stages. So it wasn't until he was able to build Disneyland here that he was able to realize his dream of having a real railroad to carry, you know, full-size humans in large quantities, you know, like a regular train. Speaking of things that were favorite of Walt, the train was his favorite thing. The Walt Disney Railroad, Disneyland Railroad they call it. He actually personally owned that. So the park was owned by the Disney Corporation, but the train and the track that it runs on was owned personally by Walt Disney. And he did that on purpose so that the Disney Corporation with its board of directors could never change it and could never mess with it. He was in complete control of it. But speaking of things Walt loved, he at heart was a simple person, a simple man with simple tastes. And his favorite meal was chili. He loved chili, and he loved hot dogs and simple food like that when he was here at the park or when he was at home. So I am hungry right now, and we're going to go to the one place in Disneyland where we can get a hot dog. Not just a hot dog, but we're gonna honor Walt by getting a chili dog, because his favorite food was chili and hot dogs. So we're gonna have a chili dog here at the Coca-Cola Cafe. Now when Walt was here, he used to get this at the Carnation Cafe, but I don't think they serve hot dogs there anymore. Plus it's always impossible to get a reservation. Whereas here, we can just walk up and order a chili cheese dog for $10.79 and a soda. And we can celebrate Walt by eating a meal that he would have eaten back in 1955. Ooh, the Floridor Girls. I've never seen them. Is that a real thing over in Florida? They do need a female barbershop quartet. Absolutely. I love the Dapper Dans, but I'd love to see the, you know, like the Dapper Donnas or something. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you today?
So glad you saw me.
I would like a chili cheese dog in honor of Walt, who loved chili.
Oh, not Walt's chili.
Not Walt's chili.
We don't serve Walt's chili.
No, I'm just saying in honor of Walt. I'm gonna have a chili cheese dog.
All right, is there anything else?
And I would like a large Coca-Cola. And I'm just trying to see, you guys don't have fries or chips, do you?
It comes with potato chips.
Oh, that'll be fine. That'll be excellent.
Will that do it? And sir, do you have a season pass with us?
Not one that I can get to easily.
All right.
So that's fine.
And your name for the order?
The name is Indy. I-N-D-Y.
You can tap it there or serve.
Ooh, that's a big soda.
Large it is. We'll enjoy it.
Awesome.
And to pick up your chili dog, so you're going to go on your left-hand side of window 1.
Window 1, thank you so much.
And this is in case of the accident.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just gonna put this straw in here before I walk away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
I got here just in time. It's getting super busy. I gotta wait over here at window 1. Get myself a spoon, maybe even a fork. We gotta get some napkins.
Debbie?
Yep. Thank you so much. Well, now I gotta figure out how to carry this. This is gonna be tricky. I gotta carry this hot dog with chili on it and my soda. I did not think this out well. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna carry the soda in my arm. Carry the hot dog separately. Excuse me. Alright, I think I can walk up these stairs here to a table. Hopefully. This is tricky, I gotta say. And if there is no table, I can just stand at one of these tables back here. I don't see any tables over there. I'm just gonna eat standing up over here. This will be easier. I don't have to wander around. Let me show you guys what I got here. This is in honor of the wonderful Walt Disney. He loved chili. That was his favorite meal. And he loved hot dogs. So I got a chili dog, which is gonna be super messy. I probably didn't get enough napkins for this, but oh well. And they gave me some chips, and I got a giant soda. So you guys are gonna be stuck watching me eat. Maybe I can put this camera over here, and you guys can watch this go on over here, because I think my eating is gonna be a little bit disgusting with this giant hot dog. I hope you're all having an awesome day today. Thank you, Judy. I certainly will.
I just want to see what they have here at this place.
Thank you, Joseph. You know, I never eat chili dogs, like maybe once a year, but today I had to have a chili dog because they don't have Walt's chili here. That's like a special dish that they occasionally have at some of the restaurants here. But they don't have Walt's chili here, but they have chili dogs.
Are you live streaming?
Yeah, I am. Oh my gosh. I must say the chili dog is super yummy. Super messy though. All 5 of my fingers, or 8 of my fingers and my 2 thumbs, and my mouth are all covered in chili. And cheese.
No, I'm good.
I'll say this, if you like chili, this is not spicy chili. It's not hot chili. It's just tasty. I wish I had some raw onions though.
Oh, I thought there was supposed to be
I mean, I don't want to turn the camera because eating a chili dog is really messy and disgusting. I don't want you guys to be grossed out. I'll be finished eating here in just a few minutes. I was hoping that Michael, the piano player, would come and play some ragtime piano for us and point it over there in his direction. Very tricky eating a chili dog with a white t-shirt on. So far, so good. A lot of the chili falls out of the hot dog. Cavalcade's going to start in a few minutes. Hopefully, I can be finished with this hot dog and we'll see the cavalcade. Luckily, I carry wet wipes with me, so I can get out of this chili mess I'm in. This is what it's looking like here, guys. These things are invaluable. I keep these little wipes with me for times like this. Okay, now I'm going to try and finish the rest of this with a fork and spoon. I think Walt would have loved this. The chili by itself is actually excellent. You don't even need the hot dog. Look, I managed not to get any chili on myself. Almost finished here. They gave me potato chips, so I haven't touched much. Throw them in here. Now I've got chili and a little bit of hot dog bun with potato chips. Is this the largest soda you've ever seen? This is a ridiculously large soda, but I love the graphics on it. It has illustrations to represent various rides like the Matterhorn, the Disneyland Railroad, of course the 70th anniversary. Oh yeah, sure, it's Indiana Holmes.
Indiana Holmes, okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm sure this was not intentional, but the potato chips in the chili are actually pretty good because you get a little bit of a crunch with the yummy flavor of the chili. Ah, yum, yum. I still got a wipey left. Keep them in my little sling. In the winter, I carry a backpack with warmer clothes, so when it gets cold at night or in the day, I will have an umbrella and I'll have a sweatshirt or a jacket, sometimes long pants if I'm wearing short pants, but in the summer, I just keep this little sling with an extra battery and a battery cable, stuff like that. Chili chips. Hey, I think I invented something here. I'm sure a million people have done this. Awesome, Mike. I'll be here with you. Do I have any stickers? No, unfortunately I don't. You know, Disneyland has a whole bunch of rules if you've ever looked at the rules, and they do not want you handing out anything. Stickers, business cards, nothing. And although it's kind of lax, and I know a lot of streamers and people do hand out stickers, it's against the rules, and if they ever decide to enforce that, or if they get annoyed with you for handing out stuff, they can actually kick you out of the park, even ban you from the park for violating one of those rules. Oh, absolutely. I only carry the backpack in the winter when it's cold. I need extra clothes. Look at this. Am I crazy or what? I'm now eating potato chips off of a fork with some chili on it. Yeah, I have cards that have my channel name on it with my logo, and it says Indiana Holmes. But once I learned about these rules, I was afraid to bring them in because I don't want to get kicked out or be banned from the park for violating that rule. So I know some people do give away stickers and other stuff in the park, but I love Disneyland too much to risk getting kicked out or banned for violating that rule.
Get ready, everybody. Here it comes.
Wait, what's the last
The
one?
celebrating Apple Cave.
short though. It goes by too quick. I want to see more. I want more character. Recycle this. I can't drink any more soda. I don't even drink soda except for when I'm here at the park. Oh my god, I think I only drank half that soda and that was too much. Alright, the Main Street is just too busy to walk down or up at this point because the parade's above us, so we're gonna walk through the stores so that we can make our way around. Oh yeah, a friend of mine wanted me to take pictures of the Disneyland jerseys that they have for sale right now for his daughter. So I gotta go find those Disneyland jerseys. Hopefully they have them down here in the Emporium. I know they have them up in the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad gift shop and a couple other places. But I know they've got the Mickey one and the Minnie one. I don't know which one she would like, so I need to find both of those and shoot pictures of both of them for him. And then once he decides which one he wants to buy her, he'll either buy it himself because he has a Disneyland pass, but if he's busy, I'll buy it for him tomorrow once he gives me the okay. Okay, it's a little quieter down here. But we're gonna stick to walking through the stores. Yeah, I heard, talking about the giving away promotional stuff, I heard one guy say that he came in with like a handful of business cards because he had been, you know, he's a businessman, he's a dude, he's like a salesman and has a bunch of business cards with him all the time. And he had them when he got here, he just forgot about it. Wow, this is so cute. And he had them in a fanny pack. And they checked his fanny pack on security and they said, why do you have these business cards? There's so many business cards here. He says, well, you know, I'm in business. I carry business cards. I give them out to people. And they go, well, you're not supposed to have business cards here. You can't give out this stuff. He's like, I'm not going to give anything out. And they said, well, don't bring these back here again. So, like, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. All right, let's see if we can track down these baseball jerseys. I don't know where they're going to be, but we got to find them. I've seen them before. They're super cute. I want to buy Lizzie one, but she's such a conservative, such a frugal person that she doesn't want me to buy her one, even though I know she loves them. She won't tell me which one she likes better either, Mickey or Minnie. Although I think she's more of a Minnie fan than a Mickey fan. I mean, more of a Minnie fan than a Mickey fan. What am I saying? I think she's more of a Mickey fan than a Minnie fan. I think she loves Mickey more than Minnie. Okay, I do not see them here in the Emporium. Maybe across the street at the other store. It's kind of fancier at the other store. Maybe we'll go to the other store. Yeah, because they're definitely not here. I'm gonna look through this one more little corner here. No. Ooh, that's really nice though. I like these hockey jerseys. I like hockey-inspired jerseys like this one here. That's really neat. Oh, okay, here's one of the Disney jerseys. Let's see. So here's a Mickey jersey. And then let's turn it around and look at the back. That's what the back looks like. Here's the Minnie jersey. Okay, so here's the Minnie. Get an image of that for him. And now the back of the Minnie jersey looks like that. Okay, his daughter's kind of sporty though, so I think she's probably gonna go for the Mickey jersey over the Minnie jersey. But I don't know, we'll find out. I'll send him these photos and then he'll let me know. All right, mission accomplished on that. This is where Walt had his office for years and years. When they were building Disneyland and this building was completed, he had an office up here, and he would meet with contractors and so on up in the office above the fire station. And when he was really busy with everything, he would actually sleep upstairs in the office. They had it worked out so he could sleep there. And then this pole here, this fireman's pole, classic, like regular firemen, this used to be open, and Walt would sometimes slide down the pole to get out of his office. But then one day I should say, a little kid climbed up the pole while he was upstairs in his office, and it really shocked him and surprised him. And so after that, he had that sealed up so you couldn't get into the office from down here. Look at this beautiful horse-drawn fire engine. They actually converted this so you can sit in it and take rides, but they don't take it out very often, but it can be.
Yeah, get your gear on, grab a bucket, off the board, move on.
All right, hey, let's go on the omnibus, the double-decker bus. Let's do that just for fun. Why not? Hi, how are you?
Hi, great. Top or bottom, your choice.
All righty.
Take your time.
Yeah. We're gonna go up and sit upstairs in the omnibus. Take a ride up Main Street. Just the way Walt would have celebrated Main Street himself. Looking at Disneyland City Hall here. And just over here is the fire department. And then the Disneyland Emporium. Welcome, my friends. Oh yeah, I need to know where the dedication window is. Nobody ever told me. I think I asked somebody that question earlier today, but then
all right, everybody, welcome aboard. We're about to take off. Just want to remind you, keep your head, hands, arms, feet, legs inside the vehicle at all times. Watch the children. Everybody stay seated. Off we go.
I can't always keep up with the chat when I'm walking around, so I don't know if anybody posted the answer to that, but where is the dedication window? Because I definitely want to see that. If anybody knows, let me know, and we'll go look at it after I get off the bus. I know they're using the virtual queue system for tomorrow, but I don't think I can actually get in the virtual queue until I'm actually clocked into the park, you know, scanned in. So we'll see how that goes. Who knows? Hopefully we'll make it in there tomorrow. Just depends on how long it takes to get in the virtual queue. Look how cool that is up there. Two main windows at the Emporium. So I wonder if that's where the dedication window is. Oh, next to the Disneyland Showcase store. Okay, I'll go look for that. Hi, David. No, I didn't work for the Disney company. I was a college professor for 33 years. And so I'm used to chatting. I'm used to talking a lot in front of big crowds of people. Well, in front of a lot of students. But my wife was a Disney animator for 10 or 12 years.
All right, everyone. Just to remind you, we're about to your location, but we're
There's
not quite
the
there.
Plaza
everybody
Inn
stay
right there.
seated. I would like to remind you, when you do leave, to gather your belongings, watch your children, watch your step. Please make sure that you're using the handrails when you come down, but for now,
Right
just
back
stay
here
seated.
on this side, behind that glass windowed room, that was Walt Disney's private club. Not Club 33, which you can become a member of, but that was a private club right back here. And he used to take his friends and business associates and his business partners to have fine food and to have adult beverages here at the park. It was at that time the only place you could have an adult beverage, but it was a private club just for Walt and his family and friends and business associates. It doesn't exist anymore, but it's there. Thank you. Do you know, I heard there was like a special commemorative dedication window on one of the, do you know which store?
It's next to the showcase.
Okay.
Down there.
Showcase store.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's all decorated.
Oh, so it's
there.
up on a
Yeah,
second
it's up.
story.
Mhm.
Super, thank you so much. All right, that's how we would have missed it. I didn't know it was on the second story. So yeah, we're gonna go look at that dedication window. But hey, before we do that, let me show you where Walt's private club was. So I imagine it was relatively small because it was sort of at the back of the Plaza Inn. This is the Plaza Inn here that has that kind of Thanksgiving style food, turkey, mashed potatoes, asparagus, salads, things like that. But I'll show you the door of where it was. I'm sure they've just turned it into back of house restaurant stuff now. But you would go up this walkway here, there's these stairs, and then across here, you'll see a door that's facing away from the public. So right here next to the men's room, this door right here, see if we can see it. Right there, that door, that was the door to Walt's private club. And you can see how it was hidden from the public even back then, because the door is turned away from public. It's facing at this angle, not this angle. So it's kind of neat. I don't know what they've done with it. But I'm guessing they just eventually knocked the walls down there or somehow repurposed it for back of house kitchen stuff, because they serve a lot of meals at the Plaza Inn. We can briefly walk into the Plaza Inn and you can see what that looks like, because that is kind of special in as much as it's one of the largest restaurants or largest eateries with the most amount of scenery. What am I saying? The most amount of seating in Disneyland. It's pretty large. But what's cool about it is that the interior was all designed and decorated by Lillian Disney, Walt's wife. So here we are, Plaza Inn. And you'll see this has a very Victorian style to it. Very Victorian look, because remember, Main Street Disneyland is meant to look like 1905, taking the inspiration. Hi.
Hello, hi. Welcome to Plaza Inn.
Thank you. Taking the inspiration from Marceline, Missouri. Do you know what the logo is? Do you know what the logo signifies? Is that Lillian Disney?
It's Plaza Inn.
Oh, Plaza Inn. Oh, I see the P and the I.
Yeah,
It's a
it is
P
a bit,
and an I.
it's a bit squishy, so.
Yeah, it's very fancy, so it's a little hard to figure out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our tile is very shiny.
Yeah. So you see all the stained glass in here. It was very popular at the turn of the century between 1899 and the late 1800s and the early 1900s. But you can see all these drapes over here. Let me zoom in a little. These drapes and the little frames above the drapes. All these things were, and all of this stuff was all taken from salvage. All this stuff was salvaged out of expensive homes and buildings from Los Angeles, downtown LA, when they were tearing all of the old houses and buildings down in downtown LA. Things like the stained glass window, all this stuff was salvaged from downtown Los Angeles. And although I don't know if any of it was replaced over the years, and then just had.
Showing everyone the Plaza Inn?
I am.
Do you know about the Dorothea Redmond painting?
No, tell me all about it. Dorothea Redmond painting.
Yes. Dorothea Redmond is a very, very famous Disney artist. She did the stretching room in the Haunted Mansion.
No kidding.
She did the Dream Suite, and this is a painting that she did for Walt of what the Plaza Inn was supposed to look like in 1965.
So this was like a inspirational artwork, right?
Of what the entrance was supposed to look like.
Wow. That's so
There's
cool.
so much history. This is probably the most historic restaurant in the entire Disney company.
Really?
And then let me show you something on the other side.
Oh, I'm getting a little private tour here.
Nice to have
What's your
you
name,
here.
sir?
I'm Steve.
Steve, thank you. I'm Indy.
I've only worked here a short time, 43 years at the Plaza
43
Inn.
years, my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Well, welcome to my home.
Oh, wow. Now, I heard that Lillian Disney had a hand in decorating this.
She did, and John Hinch. John Hinch was one of the 9 old animators. And Walt went to him and said, I need you to fix the Plaza Inn, a new restaurant. It used to be the Red Wagon Inn for the first 10 years. And then Disneyland's birthday, the 10th centennial, was the creation of the Plaza Inn and Mr. Lincoln here.
Mr. Lincoln too.
We were both there. So tomorrow will be the 60th birthday of the Plaza Inn.
Oh, that's so awesome, Steve. Thank you for that information.
And the park's celebrating something.
Of course, yes. The other big event tomorrow, the other big anniversary.
Yeah, Walt went to John Hinch and said, I need you to do this. And John Hinch said, you know, Walt, I know nothing about restaurants. And Walt's response was, well, it's about time you learn. Which is a great answer. So in our dining area, originally the solarium, Walt wanted to have great big cages with live birds in it.
Big cages with birds.
But you know, you can't eat around live birds.
No, I think that would be bad.
Well, that never happened.
Bird flu.
but about 11, 12 years ago, the Imagineers heard that and added the bird cages in the window.
Oh, so those bird cages that are hanging there were kind of a tipping of the hat to that original idea that Walt wanted.
And then during the pandemic, when we were closed for a year, someone from decorating came in and put little fake birds in the cages.
Oh, that's so cool,
and
Steve.
just to show you.
Yeah.
We want to take a picture of this picture. Come on in.
Okay.
This is what Walt originally, the artist concept of what that area with the bird cage and everything is going to look like.
Wow. So this is, if there were birds, this is what he had wanted.
That was the original concept for that. Isn't that pretty?
That is amazing, right?
So much history in here.
So much. That's fantastic.
Let me show you another interesting little story. So when Disneyland Paris opened, they opened the Plaza Garden restaurant, our sister restaurant.
Okay.
But because of cold weather, they can't have any outdoor dining.
Okay.
So their dining room is like 8 times the size of ours.
Oh.
And if you look over here, these are fake windows.
Fake windows.
If you had a room that was 8 times the size, you would automatically go, those are unbelievable windows.
Yeah.
So they did these beautiful murals of the plaza in the Four Seasons for them. But we got 2 of those paintings. Come on up.
Let's
here.
go check it out, Steve. Steve has worked here 43 years in this restaurant. He knows
40,
a lot.
45 with Disney altogether.
45 with Disney altogether.
These 2 paintings were actually done for Paris for 1992.
Okay.
And then we got them in 1999, copies of them. But if you look at it real close, you've got a Main Street vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Disneyland band.
Yeah.
And I joke that these are bottles of apple cider because we don't serve alcohol.
Of course, of
But
course.
this is the actual autumn picture, and down here, the real one in Paris has big pumpkins.
No.
Down here. But Walt wanted this to be the fanciest dining experience that you felt safe bringing your kids to.
Sure.
And everything. And I think we live up to
I
that.
think so.
And then the picture over here, the winter picture, the lady in the middle. She comes in every so often.
No.
She wants us to know, my dad did these, and this is my whole family. He put our
You're
family's
kidding
picture
me.
in this. And the person that actually did this, I think he lived in Glendale, passed away about 2 years ago, but she wants us to know, that's me, that's
Oh,
me.
that's so sweet. Do you happen to know the artist's name?
I don't know
Oh, that's
the
okay.
name.
That's okay.
But it's so neat that there's so much history. And
Yes, in
stuff
everything. In everything here.
Here. And then the hood system up here came from a restaurant in New York.
Oh, wow.
And I was in here 10 years ago, and Ron Miller came in.
Yeah?
15 of his grandchildren and grandchildren.
Oh my gosh.
And I got a chance to say, hey, when I started the company in 1980, you were the president of the company.
My gosh.
And he said, yeah, you know, Dad used to love this place. He would send me out looking for antiques to put in here. But to hear someone refer to Walt as Dad, that really let me know I work in a very special place.
You do. It's special to all of us.
Yep. And then I was in here when they were doing the etching.
Okay.
Down here. Each of these picket days, someone laying on their back, hand painting them.
No kidding.
Nowadays, you would just, do a stencil and throw that on.
Yeah,
And
sticker.
Even where ceiling is a specialized kind of paint. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a blend of color.
I see.
Nowadays, you call Home Depot and say, I need white number 3, and you
Yeah.
just one color. But this was a very Victorian style of painting. There's just so many little details. And then even our soda fountains, I joke that Imagineering did them, so they probably cost $1 million. But they look like they're brass, but they're wood.
No, you're
And you can
kidding.
knock on them.
These are actually wood, even though they look like brass. That's awesome.
And I joke, this is $1 million. That's $1.
Exactly, right? And this is all beautiful up here, the way they did that. So special.
It really is a pretty restaurant,
It
and
is.
I hope they keep it up forever.
I would hope so. I think it's, a pretty high volume restaurant because of the buffet style. You can run a lot of people through, but yet when you're sitting down, whether you're inside or outside, you still feel relaxed and like you're being cared for.
I'm going to tell you a little secret.
Okay.
Many days we get so many people that are annual pass holders or
yeah.
cast members. Those are the most critical people out there. But if they keep coming back to us, it says we're doing something right.
You certainly are,
So
Steve.
I'm very proud of the service and the friendliness of our cast here.
I agree, and you're a shining example.
And the food's incredible.
Food is amazing.
The chicken's the most popular. My
Yeah.
favorite is the pasta with the chicken Alfredo sauce.
Oh yeah, I have to try that. I've had the chicken before, but not the chicken Alfredo.
I'm just throwing that out there
All right,
for
all
you.
right.
Anyway, it's so nice
Steve,
to meet
thanks
you.
so much. I really appreciate the personal little tour. That was very kind of you.
Do you know about the outside of the building?
Go ahead and tell me about it.
Come on out. We'll go real quick.
It's always great when you get a knowledgeable cast member to tell you some of
Go ahead, go ahead.
the history of Disney.
So the middle part of this
Yes.
used to be part of a mansion up in Los Angeles.
Ah, so
And
this was actually a mansion
that
up
was
here,
somebody's
and then they
home from
brought
the
it in
1890s.
in the 1890s.
And they're going to tear it down to build a freeway.
Ah,
and
geez.
Walt bought it, had the front cut off right down here, and they built the restaurant around it.
Amazing.
So literally, when you walk through the entrance, you feel like you've walked into someone's home. And
Yeah.
you really feel at home, I think, at the Plaza.
I agree. I
So-
agree. Lovely.
Anyway,
Steve,
it's so
thank
nice
you
to
so
have you
much.
here.
Thank you so much
And
for
thank-
everything.
Thank you for celebrating our birthday also.
Absolutely.
And I think the park is celebrating something too.
I think so. Steve, have a wonderful afternoon.
Okay, great having you here.
Oh, what a lovely man. What a lovely man Steve is. I cannot tell you how many times I've been walking around with or even without a camera and looking at stuff. And I don't know, maybe people, maybe cast members that have been around a long time, like Steve, who's worked here 45 years, 43 years at Disneyland and 45 years for the company. Maybe they can tell that I'm intensely interested in the smallest elements of the park. And I've had many times cast members come up to me and give me private little tours of an area that they're responsible for and tell me about special things that are of historical significance. I cannot tell you how many times, how wonderful these Disney cast members have been to me, and I'm sure to so many other people, millions of people. You know, it's just amazing. You do not find this kind of affection, this kind of love of a workplace anywhere, hardly anywhere else other than Disney. At Disney, you find people that love their place of employment, love their job, love their bosses. Not to say that everything's always all rosy and cheery, but you know, it is by many degrees much more, how would you say it? Much more conducive to people having pride in their workplace, having pride in their company they work for. Disney is one of those very selective, very few companies where people love the company and the people they work with and the purpose in their work. Okay, we are looking for this commemorative window. So here is the Emporium. Disney's showcase. Okay, now I think they said it was where the showcase was. Well, they've got a big 70 in the window there. And then up above, they have the Bountiful Blooms, and we've got a Mickey doll up there. Yeah, I'm looking at the balcony here. We've got an original painting up there of, it looks like City Hall. And then there's Mickey. And then there's a violin and some music. So I don't see anything special there, but they do have a 70 over here in this window. Let's see what's happening over here. 70. It's a little hard to see here with the reflections in the glass. So I'm not sure that this is really the commemorative window or if it's just a merchandise. I have this shirt here. I wear this when it's not too hot. Excuse me. I heard there was like a commemorative window for the 70th somewhere in one of these shops outside. Do you know?
Oh, is it the new window that for Lily Disney?
It could be.
It's just up here.
Oh, it's just above.
And in between the two sets of doors, it's just up there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, yeah, it's the balcony they're talking about. And it celebrates Lily and Disney, according to the cast member. So, if we look up here, it is in fact this balcony, but it's really just maybe not so much about the 70th anniversary. It's more about Lily and Disney. So that's what we were looking at right there. But there is this other curious window over here where normally they have a lot of things displayed. They usually have dioramas of scenes from movies or characters from movies. Over here in the Disneyland Emporium, But notice the two front windows to the main entrance are now covered with what looks like drapes. Okay, so I think that these windows here are the real windows that are going to be open. Interesting. These windows look like they open too. I never noticed this before, but see there's a key and a lock. I think that's how they are able to open the windows at night and decorate them. But notice how now there's nothing in them. There's one here and there's one over there. So that I bet is gonna be open with something special, because normally this is what you see in all of these windows. You see these dioramas, right? There's Frozen. Over here is Aladdin. You can't really see these in the daytime because of all the reflections. At night, it's better to see them. This is a beautiful window here. Yes, tomorrow we'll have to check in again on those two windows on the left and the right entrance of the Disneyland Emporium and see what they've got going on over there. I know you guys can hear the Disneyland band behind me. Yeah, I don't think she had a flower shop, but I don't know what the connection is there exactly. It seems like not all of the cast members know either. There's the Disneyland Railroad up ahead. Fred Gurley. It was really hard for me to read the window because although it may look kind of steady to you on my end, it was kind of shaky, so I couldn't quite read it with this cell phone. Maybe when I get home I can play the video from this camera and freeze it, and maybe I'll be able to read the window better. This is a better angle for the window, but unfortunately I don't think this cell phone is going to be able to zoom in enough. Digital zoom. See if you guys can read that. I cannot read it. A big lineup for the Disneyland Railroad today. I love this view of the park. Here we are looking up Main Street to Sleeping Beauty's castle. How special is that? Just gorgeous. 70th anniversary banners and signage everywhere. Okay, my friends, we have been live streaming for a little bit more than 3.5 hours. I need to go home and get ready for story time tonight. I think if I get home and we have more than 50 subscribers on the new channel, Story Time with Indiana Holmes, then I think we will be live streaming from the new channel for story time. But I'll be right back here tomorrow, live streaming on this channel for Disneyland's 70th anniversary. I hope you can join me and Lizzie tomorrow. I'll probably start at California Adventure because that's what my reservation was for. But at 11 a.m., I'll be back over here in Disneyland with all the other Disney fanatics like myself. So I want to thank you all for being with me today. It has been a joy, a pleasure, and an honor to have you join me today. And I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I would come to Disney anyway, but I would not come as often if I didn't have all of you to hang out with in the chat on the live stream. You make it so much more fun. Thank you all so very much. Hopefully, I'll see some of you tonight when we read The Wind in the Willows at 7 p.m. on Story Time with Indiana Holmes. Bye-bye, everybody. Love you all. This has been Indiana Holmes.
started our journey all the way to the center point of the park.